Hi, welcome to Weekend Investing Daily Bites. Today is July 29th, episode number 62. Uh, what we will discuss today is a important concept of short delivery uh, and what you should do if you get a short delivery. A lot of people don't know about this, but this should be known to every investor. Let's first look at the markets. So the metals were on fire today. Metal index went up 5%, and PSU banks were up, and commodities were also up along with the metals, and IT stocks were up. So there were many sectors which were running ahead. FMCG consumption, they were taking a backseat today. Although on the overall index there was not much of change, but within the index there was a lot of movement. Within the markets there was a lot of movement. And metals, as you can see, in the current financial year are 46% as a sector. So if some strategies picked up metals, they would be doing very well today. In terms of indices, small cap index resumed its journey, almost plus 1%. CNX 500, Nifty 50, CNX 200 were about 0.5% up. In terms of small cap performances for weekend investing, NNF 10 was on fire today, 1.6% up. LTCNX 200 again up, and the others were marginally up, with MIATH and all cap taking a breather today. So far, MI25 has crossed the 50% mark, and we are just in month 4. So an amazing performance on top of last year. ATH is at 44%, all cap is at 39%, MI50 is at 30%. MI30 is at 23%. All in all, very good performances so far in this year. The topic of the day is what is short delivery and what you should do about it. So what happens is that, let's take a very simple example, that there is a buyer and there is a seller. Now when you buy a stock, let's say today is July 1, Monday. So you buy today and you will get delivery on T plus 2. So today is T, Monday, and plus 2 is Wednesday. So buyer gets delivery on T plus 2 on Wednesday. Now if you are a seller and you sold on Monday, you have to give delivery to the exchange and you get the money on Wednesday. The delivery that you give actually goes to the buyer and he gets the delivery on Wednesday. So this is the usual sort of buy and sell that is happening at the exchange level. Now, to further drill down, let's take an example, Shyam and Vikas. I don't know why my office did not choose Shyam and Ram, they are more rhyming, but anyhow. So Shyam bought 10 stocks of stock XYZ at 500, and let's assume Vikas sold 10 stocks of XYZ at 500. This was on July 1. So on July 3, Shyam gets the delivery of the shares in his Demat account and Vikas gets the sale proceeds of 5,000 rupees. This was the same sort of scenario with numbers. Now let's assume that when Vikas sold on Monday, he did not have the stock. So while most online brokerages will not allow you to sell without having the stock, a lot of offline brokers who don't have this kind of margin in place, system in place, will allow you to do short selling on any stock. So that can be one reason for a short sell, that a person sells but does not deliver. Another way in which this could happen even for online brokerages is that, let's say Vikas had shorted on Monday in the intraday settlement, and by the time he was to cover in the afternoon, or the auto covering of the broker went through at 3:15 p.m., the stock was at upper circuit. So the short could not be closed, and hence it resulted in a delivery, forced delivery. So when this happens, Vikas is unable to deliver to the exchange, whereas the buyer has bought and the buyer has paid the money to the exchange the next day, and the buyer is expecting the deliveries. Now what happens then? There is no delivery coming from the seller, but the buyer is expecting the delivery. So this is what is called short delivery. The exchange is not able to deliver to Shyam the delivery that he has paid for, because Vikas did not deliver to the exchange. Now what happens? So by T plus 1, so Monday they bought and sold, T plus 1, the payment from Shyam has to go to the exchange and delivery from Vikas has to go to the exchange. So by end of T plus 1, the exchange knows Vikas has not delivered. Okay. So on T plus 2 day, when the actual delivery was to come to Shyam, the exchange will hold an auction. It's an open market auction. Normally in markets we don't even come to know about it, because it's a different segment. Just like you have EQ segment for normal equity, there's a different segment for the exchange, for the auction. And this is held between 2 o'clock and 2:45 p.m. on the terminal. And the exchange has a huge list of stocks which were short delivered, and they are saying to any market participant, please deliver these stocks, please sell these stocks at whatever price you choose, and we are willing buyers for it. So the exchange is on your behalf, on the buyer's behalf, trying to get the delivery from other sources. Okay, let's continue on this. So on T plus 2 in the afternoon, the exchange conducts a delivery, and if it is able to procure those stocks from anywhere else, it delivers you on T plus 3 instead of T plus 2. So the buyer either in normal delivery will get on T plus 2. If the delivery was delayed due to auction, he gets on T plus 3. Now, what is this auction? To go more in detail. So as I said, between 2 and 2:45 on T plus 2, the auction is held. The defaulting broker from where the seller had sold is not able to participate in this auction. So he could not have short delivered and then said in the auction, okay, here are my shares. He is not allowed to do that. And what is the price range? The price range for this auction is plus minus 20% from previous day's close. So on T plus 1, whatever is the closing of that script XYZ, the exchange says between plus and minus 20%, we are willing buyers for this. Okay. What happens now is that once exchange has bought, it delivers those shares to the buyer and it debits that seller with the difference. So if seller had sold at 10 rupees and exchange buys it at 11, it will debit that additional amount to the seller along with the auction penalty of 0.5%, I think, as a penalty for not delivering on time. Okay. Now, to the buyer, so far nothing is material, because he was getting it on T plus 2, now he's got it on T plus 3, so he doesn't care, But there is another scenario. What happens if the exchange is not able to get it in the auction? Exchange says, I want 100 shares of this, nobody delivers in the auction. Everybody says, no, this stock is going on upper circuit, we don't want to deliver at this price, or even at 20% higher. Then what happens is that the exchange settles it in cash at the closeout rate. What is the closeout rate? Closeout rate is the higher of the highest price of the stock when the person had sold till the auction date, or 20% above the closing price on the auction day. So T plus 2, whatever is the closing price plus 20%, or the highest so far, whichever one is higher, the exchange will debit this much amount to the seller. So seller will really get penalized here in this case. But this money will not come to the buyer. Some of it will come to the buyer, as much as he is paid for it, and 20%. But above that, it will go into investor protection fund, whatever is the additional. So as a buyer, you are totally protected. Either you will get your money plus 20%, or you will get the stocks. Right? So now comes this scenario, what happens in small case? If you were buying this as part of the small case, what happens then? Small case does not have access to your Demat account. That's the privacy agreement that you have with them. They cannot know what is happening in your Demat account. Now, you bought a stock, the small case has detected that the order got placed, and it assumes that you will get the delivery. It has no way to determine whether on T+2 or T+3 whether you got the delivery or not until you tell them. So if you get a notice from your broker that there has been a short delivery, and then on T+3 day if you find that the delivery has not happened even in auction, and you've had a closeout and you got the cash back from the broker, and you execute the transaction then again manually to buy the stock, then you should send a mail to publisher.helpdesk@smallcase.com that you have bought the stock again at so and so price, so that they can put your account in sync with your actual account. Otherwise they will not come to know, small case will not come to know that you had a short delivery. So this is some of the nuance for some cases that may happen. Recently in one of the stocks, few users got a short delivery and they were panicking, but there is no need to panic as a small case buyer, because you are secured, and as a seller the exchange the online brokers will not allow you to do short sell, so don't worry on that as well. This is only worrisome for people who are dealing through offline brokers or who are doing intraday trading and then trying to close out positions before they were to deliver, but nothing to worry. But you should know this nuance for this kind of a occurring. Now we will also be, an additional announcement is there that we will be releasing a video on how to do incremental changes. This is a very frequently asked question, how to do incremental changes in small case, and we do send this notice every rebalance that ignore incremental changes and do only this change. So what is all this incremental changes? We will release a video at 7 p.m. Please watch that also. I want every small case user to be fully, not just having knowledge, but be very comfortable with what is the entire process, what you have to do if something goes wrong, if any terminology you don't understand. I want you to be fully compliant and knowledgeable about this, so that we can have a very smooth functioning between all of us. So this is all for this video, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.